Signs of the dire housing crisis. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and we're going to look at an article from the Daily Mail showing the signs of the housing crisis, and I'm probably going to admit to some things I shouldn't. Have a look here. So an enclosed veranda listed as a room to rent. The dire room for rent sums up the housing crisis. Now, back when Rachel and I were studying, we were living in a house across the road from Finlayson's in Kangaroo Point, near the Pineapple Hotel. They're right on the corner there. So we had, 4 lanes of traffic there. We were renting this place, and the Piney, was a loud pub. We were just up the road from the Gabba, so you had lots of noise on game day, people walking past. It was nuts. And during the weekday, it was loud. This is a crappy little Queenslander on the corner. I'd hate to know how much it cost. I know a couple houses up. They've demolished them all now, built high-rise, several stories, I think 7, 8 stories, which they need to. It's that close to the city. It's insane to have little detached houses, 5 minutes from the heart of the CBD. But we were living there and, we were students, and while at QUT you work and study, while you do architecture, we still wanted to save money. And what we did is we had the little entry space. It was a 2-bedroom Queenslander. We were living in the master bedroom, sharing that, and we had a roommate in the other room. I think it was Rachel's sister at the time. And we were looking at getting another roommate in. So we put a bed in the little entry alcove, and we had some people coming in, $100 a week, which is a pretty good deal. It all helps. It seems real cheap nowadays. And I remember we had one woman looking at it because you could see through the gaps in the floorboards in the deck down, and she kind of freaked out and didn't want it. And then I went to Rachel, well, if these people are too precious to live in this space, why don't we do it? So we did. We moved all our furniture in there. In the little entry, we just put a rug down to cover up the holes in the floor so you couldn't see it, and we lived there. And we rented out the master bedroom. And I think we got our rent down to $30 each a week after we had the master bedroom rented out and the other room rented out in this little 2-story house. Oh, sorry, 2-bedroom house, not 2-story. It was a Queensland. It was raised up. Eventually, we started our business. And I had an office in the living room with 4 people working, 2 people working in the kitchen dining room, the master bedroom rented out, the other bedroom rented out, and we were sleeping in the entry space. So, hey, it worked out, didn't it? That's what you had to do. Now, is this the sign of the housing crisis or just being cheap students? It was fine. It was cozy. We could handle it. I still have fond memories of waking up on a Saturday in that little nook we had there where we squeezed our bed in and spending all day just playing Plants vs. Zombies on the mobile and getting Maccas delivered. That all going and getting Maccas. That was before kids. It was nice and relaxing. So I've done this, guys. I've done it, and we saved a lot of money. It was great. Particularly when you're starting a business, you want to keep your costs down. So maybe it's just my mentality, everyone? The photo of a rare room available to rent has summed up the dire state of Australia's housing crisis and sparked an online outcry. Or could it just be people are getting too soft these days? They're getting a little bit too soft, the younger generations. An enclosed veranda in North Hobart was listed on Gumtree for that's just $219 a week. Shit, not even in the house. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's steep. That's steep. The space, which appears to be an extension built onto the Tasmanian home, was advertised as a rare single pet friendly room. 2 photos of the listing were shared on Reddit, captioned, "Surely this can't be legal." The room consists of 2 brick walls, tile floor, as well as a private door, which other occupants would presumably need to enter to access the main part of the house. So you got to walk through. See, we didn't have to do that. We had people didn't have to walk through our bedroom to get into the house. We just had them using the back door. In North Hobart, $220 a month. Shit, that's going to be cold in Hobart. Look at that. Single glazing right near your bed. You're going to get sick. You are going to get sick. You need to move this. You can't. You got the PowerPoint there. You'd have to move this to the other side and really... Oh, boy. Okay, door into the house. Your own private door. Okay, this is pretty shit. To be brutally honest, this is a pretty shit room. This is much worse than what we did. Than what we, maybe I can find it. Maybe I can find it. They have a plan online. I mean, here we go. No, not now. So it's off market. I don't want to know how much it's valued at. Okay, so this here, that was the space, guys. So that's the main entry. We turned that into a little bedroom there. Can you see it? There you go. This was the master bedroom that we'd rented out. The bathroom. Had a whole sun deck there. That's where we had our studio. That was the other bedroom. Not bad. Little Queenslander. We weren't paying much for it now. I'd hate to know how much it went for now. Is that? I'm trying to find that little entry nook. Oh boy, that's looking a lot worse for wear under there. What's all that? Did they add that? There we go. So this little space here, this is what we turned into a bedroom. Ooh, okay. You can see this is before. This is when they tore out all the carpet and stuff and did it up. That's interesting. These are old photos. We turned that little nook there into it, and you had another entry that you could get in. It shows you. Okay, so we use this entry here. Oh, that's where you put the bed. And where is it? You can see just tearing the carpet up and polishing the floors changes the whole feel of the space. Okay, they don't have the kitchen in there. Boy, and that looks shit with the old fence, doesn't it? Compared to the Colorbond. Anyway, so we had separate entries to it, which you don't have here. So this is pretty shit, to be honest. And it's a colder climate too. You're going to get sick in Adelaide if you're living like this. The second photo showed the fully furnished space, which barely had enough room for a bed, closet. Yep. The living space was described as convenient. Want to live in a house where it's community-based, but also quiet and respectful. Pet-friendly, low-maintenance, tranquil North Hobart home. Ideally for someone who's responsible, that will adhere to cleaning schedules and help everyone live in a clean space, but only need to clean once a month and have a job. Reddit post sparked divide reaction among Aussies. Many were quick to call out the ridiculousness of the space and suggested it would be very chilly in winter. Yeah, that's my concern with that space. I'm currently living in a renovated shed, and it's both larger and nicer, one wrote. Another added, imagine keeping an animal cooped up in that, a rat or fish maybe, but I couldn't imagine a cat or a dog in there. A third wrote, I lived for a couple of months in a room like this. In dinner room in the 90s, I actually thought it was okay, but it's not really a third-person space. It's something you do to save money. Now, $220 a week, you're not saving money. Surely you could get something better than that in Tasmania, but I guess not. Hobart's going crazy. Due to the low wage, and Hobart wages aren't as good down there, aren't they? Due to the low rate of wage inflation, it's increasingly difficult to buy or rent a house, even for Tasmanians with a stable income. I remember when I went down to Tasmania, I worked for a Brisbane branch of a Tasmanian architectural practice. I was shocked at how cheap the prices were down there for houses. Well, that was in Lonnie. So there we go, guys. What do you think? What do you think? Let's have a bit of a chat about this one, eh? I mean, you got to do what you got to do to save money. I understand that. I've done that before. But that was we were doing it as the people renting the property and then, subletting the best room out to someone else. And we were suffering in a little nook in the house. This one here, and I'm looking at the picture right there, you've got a full glass entry door. You've got people having to walk through your space. It's going to be cold. Good luck to you for that money. It's not worth it, honestly. But maybe someone's just trying their luck. What do you reckon, guys? Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one in the comments. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.